questions. When the audio is enhanced, a manly voice can be heard saying things several times, though the comments are unclear and very quiet. Brian claims no one was with him or even home during this time, and that the evidence is genuine. To make things more strange, in a recent video from April 2017, Brian claims that the spirit has followed them to their new home.
And there was one comment that stirred around. It was a top comment, but there was a top comment that said, at 6 minutes and 20 seconds, you hear a voice that says, get out. And everyone's kind of claiming that the new house is haunted, and
many fans commented on a previous vlog, pointing out a middle voice can be heard saying, get out. Brian goes over the clips and admits he hears a voice, but isn't sure what it's saying.
I don't know what it could have been. It's not really that clear. Hold on. Yeah, it is. Alright, so the foam pit is going to go. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. What do you guys think that is? I'm not claiming anything. I don't know. One more time. Sorry, yeah. Alright, so the foam pit, I hear something. I know what you guys are talking about. I hear it, but I can't clarify what.
Of all the bloggers out there that have experienced paranormal activity, Brian seemed the most convincing. His footage isn't unrealistic, and his reaction isn't over the top, which makes everything seem more genuine. If his evidence is real, and the spirit has followed him, he may have a serious issue at hand. Number 2, Sleepwalker. Unfortunately, this video doesn't have footage of the actual incident or the alleged spirit involved. Regardless, it's a very mysterious situation, and those affected are clearly upset. This video was posted by PF versus GF in November 2015. It begins with Jesse showing the clock on their nightstand, which displays that it's about 2:15 a.m. He goes on to explain that he isn't sure what happened, but he has a large cut near his eye. He turns the camera to expose the cut, which isn't too severe, but is also bad enough to make room for concern. Guys, this is good. I'm about to walk or whatever. Too quick in the morning. Yeah, I just woke up and I felt like something fell in the sky and it hit my eye. He also went on to speculate that it may have been a ghost. Gina Smith explains that the cats are acting oddly, and she also believes it could have been a ghost. There's no proof as to the cause of the cut, and as mentioned before, the couple owns several cats which could have accidentally run across Jesse's face in his sleep. Either way, the former couple is concerned by the mysterious event, and some viewers insist that this was the result of a spiritual encounter. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillYT with underscores instead of spaces. I also have a Twitter at YT_chills, where I post video updates. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me, and feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. If you'd like to see more of these videos in the future, then hit that subscribe button because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Number 1, Crew Videos. This video also uses the Kinect to provide fascinating paranormal evidence, posted by Wealth and Paranormal in February 2015. The video follows its crew on an investigation involving a haunted record player. After setting up the Kinect camera and additional motion sensor software, they caught several jaw-dropping clips. One clip, which is both mysterious and flat-out entertaining, shows a figure dancing to a song. Of course, the figure is only represented by the pinpoints provided in the software. It is easily identified and stays active for several minutes before disappearing. For a while, I'm not getting anything on the camera, we captioned a figure standing above and behind the couch. This figure showed up after the music was put on, and it appears to be dancing. A later clip shows a spirit sitting on a couch and interacting with one of the ghost hunters. After the music gets turned off, This video appears once again, this time sitting on the couch. It seems to be leaning back with its arm hanging over the side. It's holding your head. All in all, this video is filled with convincing proof of the paranormal that will send chills down your spine. The pinpoints provided by the camera give the spirit a human shape, which the viewer can more easily perceive as human. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.
Now, TurboTax has CPAs who can review your return with you. I checked it, ma'am. You're good to go. See, nothing afraid of at all. Ow! Ow! Chili TurboTax.
Number 15. A burial ground. What happens when your home actually was built over an ancient burial ground? Elise Cell of Wisconsin found out while doing a remodeling project in their old home. When she dug into the basement, she hit upon something hard. That's when she made a most gruesome discovery. A child was buried there. Don't worry, the findings don't have a particularly heinous backstory. But to come across this buried beneath the basement was certainly on the creepy side. The child wasn't the only one beneath Helen's basement. Archaeologists found a centuries-old cemetery buried there. Local historians said that it was likely one of the earliest cemeteries in Jefferson County. We're talking 170 plus years old. This puts those buried there back in the eras of unrest in America. So the house must have been haunted, right? Everybody asks me, did you have weird things happen in your home? Helen said. I say, no, my house is just fine. Helen is a lucky lady. She really came close to a terrifying haunting. Number 14. The Ring. Redditor Colin Tendo has come to terms with something he dislikes about his home. The sinister well dug into his basement floor. I have the ring in my basement, he writes, and with 3 photographs, he provides proof of this haunting discovery. A cavernous hole beneath the hatch. The thing does seem to go on forever, reaching the deepest depths of darkness into the great and terrifying unknown. I know it's just a film, but the last thing I want to discover in my home was a creepy well in the basement. No doubt in my mind that a tunnel into the darkness wouldn't lead to anything good. Most of Reddit agrees, calling it a gate to hell and advising the OP to fill it with cement. Number 13. Old Lady Demon Doll. Redditor Socks and Pants listed this doll as one of the creepiest things the OP has ever found in the basement. The Old Lady Demon was uncovered in the basement of an estate sale, where it probably should have been left to rot. I mean, look at the thing. It's obviously possessed. Absolutely no question about it. One child picks out an old lady doll with brittle bones, pasty skin, rotting teeth, vacant eyes, and broken fingers anyway. Who wants this as a plaything? Additional details by the OP include that a name was carved into the back of the doll's neck, perhaps by the doll's owner, or whoever made this nightmare toy. One Redditor suggested to speak the name fast 3 times in front of a mirror. Another Redditor joined in, saying that the doll only needed 2 additional souls to be fully restored. Another fun fact, the doll was discovered in a black box that had been secured shut with some string. If that doesn't say Demon Doll right there, I don't know what does. If we only knew who the doll's original owner was, we could finally unravel this mystery. Number 12. The secret roommates. Have you ever wondered if there was a stranger living in your basement? Probably not. No one could pull that off without anyone noticing, right? But in September 2013, Some university students at Ohio State answered in the affirmative to that very question when they discovered a secret room in the basement of their shared house. A secret room that showed every sign of having been occupied. The house in question had 3 floors to the basement. The first floor was leased to 5 roomies, while the upper floors were leased to 10 more. That's 15 people total, but as it turns out, there's actually 16 people living there. The students had assumed the locked door in the basement led to a utility closet, but when the door was knocked down by maintenance workers, they discovered a room with framed photographs all over the walls and textbooks flung across the floor. To put it simply, it looked like your average college dorm room, only this roommate had been living there without anyone knowing. At least one of the residents had encountered the secret roommates. One student recalled heading downstairs into the basement when he crossed paths with the guy who avoided answering when questioned about whether he lived on the first floor of the house. The roommates changed the locks the night of the scary discovery and placed a note on their door telling their secret roommate to give them a call. Jeremy, a stranger to the Holt's other residents, did just that, and when he was confronted about living there rent-free, he was completely chill about it and left without causing an uproar. The residents blamed the leasing company for this incident, with one of the residents, Hartman, saying they hadn't changed the locks from the year before, and the keys don't say do not duplicate. There could be hundreds of people with keys to the house. Who knows? Perhaps there are hundreds of other secret roommates living in hidden chambers and basements across the world. Number 11, Needs Hooks. A Redditor by the name of Anthropology Nerd shared a story about the scariest thing his family had ever found in their basement.
I'm only using admin codes right now because I don't want to go get all the resources I need for this. No, I don't think that's going to fit. Pretty sure that's not going to fit. Alright. Yeah. Right? Oh. It's bigger. Huh. Okay. Maybe that. Okay. Chill, I just jumped down from a wreck. I get all spooked and crap. I need wooden walls. Should I do stone walls? Stone walls. Here, So, I have 2 female Uranus, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Uranus. So it's just, you know, whoever sires the baby first, I guess. I I have to name them all first before I do breed them, though, so I know who sired what, because this is how I'm going to find out mutations. I've only ever gotten one mutation, and I think I might have deleted that save by accident, but it was on a Carposuchus, and it was a green belly. Two walls should be fine, but since the Rex are going to be in here too, I'm going to do like 3 or 4. I need a Dimetro too. I got my kangaroos. Love my kangaroos. Their names are Hip and Hop. I don't know if I'm ever going to breed the kangaroos either, but maybe one day. Oh, I punched the tree. Why are you getting all jumpy? Yo, chill. Your tail's going to be cut off, I'm afraid. Oh, okay, I made you more. Nope, stop it. Naming. I gotta name them. In a door. Whatever, it's fine. No, it's not fine. Hold on. Just need fiber. Oh, Beaver, what level are you? Level 48. I'm gonna come back to you. Got like 500 arrows in my base. And boom! You know what? I don't even care. It's a fetch. Totally. Black Knight. What are you? Which one are you? Are you one of the males? You're the male blue. I'm just calling you blue. But it's a blue, Black Knight, and then the other one's got a name. Which one are you? You're fully black, just like Black Knight. Maybe Midnight. Oh, 114. Ooh, I hope he sires good. That's gonna be a good level. Which one are you? Are you female? You're one of the females. I'm gonna call you. Okay, cool. And which one are you? You're the other female. I'll call you Mary. I don't know. And what are you? What colors are you? You are black and brown. That's cool. I've seen that. Maybe Tucker. Okay. Behavior. Naval wandering. Behavior. Naval wandering. Behavior. Naval wandering. Oh my god. Behavior. Naval wandering. Behavior. Naval wandering. Oh god. Oh god. Behavior. Naval wandering. Okay. I'll be back later. With my Tapajera. away. Gonna work over here a little bit. And I gotta be fast about this. Okay, let's see. What was the system one? Yeah, 311. Oh, there we go. Yep. Okay, hold up. Fly. Faster, let's get this. There. See, there's hip and hop. No! Oh, that's not good. I put that in angle. I did it. I'm smart. See, hip and hop are like nurturing people. And my babies. Yep. Now we just need a dimetro, which I'm gonna put over here. You're fine. This dude had to go and move. I got it. Really? Really, dude? Really? Get out of hop. Fine, okay, fine there. Alright, I need to go check on the UVs. My Bronzo. Really? You suck. I hope you know that. Really hope you know that. Let me put a door on here. Boom, right there. Front door. Right here. Keep on. You'll work on things later. I'm gonna work on moving my raptors. That's gonna be fun. Sure. Are you good now? You gonna stop being a baby? No. You're gonna work on your weight. Fly faster, oh my gosh. Make me mad. Oh, we got an eggie. We got an eggie. Don't step on the egg. Gosh. You got 2 eggs. I'll come deal with y'all later. Sorry, I'm not dealing with you right now. Yeah, Argentina. No. Alright. So this file, this one. Midnight, yes! Midnight got one of the kids, okay. He's the 114. I wanted him to get one of them. Oh, because he's a high level. Alright, and who got the other one? That was Black Snowball. And this one is Mary and Black Knight. Okay. Now I just wait. This one was dropped first, so I gotta watch it this one first. 5 minutes. I could probably go name some of the raptors. I don't know.
About a century-old home in upstate New Hampshire that describes the basement as already creepy, dark, dingy, with a dirt floor and half-stone lines. There were a few light bulbs down there and large spaces in between, so that when you turn the lights off to head upstairs, you'd probably run for your life out of fear of what might try and reach out at you from the darkness. Anthropology nerd paints a rather awful picture of the rest. Combine this part of the basement with the other half, tucked around a corner under a newer addition to the house, built to sanitation code with white plastic walls, concrete floor, temperature control, a walk-in freezer for some reason with no door handle if you were locked inside, and neat hooks hanging from the ceiling.
No.
Come to find out, the home's last owner was a German man who loved sausage. Used to make it and sell it out of his home. So the old house's basement was a sausage factory, and its front parlor served as the shop. Needless to say, after the OP and his brother had explored the frightening meat hook basement once, they never went back down there. With meat hooks hanging in the ceiling, I wouldn't either. I'd probably always wonder if a more human type of meat had hung there. Number 10, the duffel bag. Bread in their daily dish of milk and top those meat hooks. When the OP was sharing a house with friends, one night, they all decided to go investigate the basement, as they hadn't been down there much yet. It was a half-finished basement with a dirt crawl space that wound its way under the home's porch. And what the group was about to find out in that crawl space will send chills down your spine. As the OP tells it, my roommate scurries under there with a flashlight and takes a look around. Hear him yell that he found something, and a minute or so later, he emerges with a black canvas duffel bag clutched in his hand. What was in the duffel bag? You don't want to know, but we'll tell you anyway. The duffel bag contained a 4.5-inch hunting knife, 2 black ski masks, and 1 black leather glove. The group called police detectives to see if they should bring the shady duffel bag into authorities. They said they weren't interested. So together, group burned all the contents of the duffel bag, except, of course, the knife, which the OP claims is in his possession to this day. Number 9, a live artillery shell. Well, most of the things on this list are scary, but aren't particularly dangerous. This entry definitely counts as both. Linda DeFrost, a resident of Indiana, was rummaging through her basement's contents when she came upon a heavy 3-foot-long object that looked just like a bomb, because that's exactly what it was. That she just found a torpedo in the basement, and when he went to check it out, he saw that she wasn't at all joking. Instead of leaving the bombed a specialist to handle with care. Mr. DeForest manhandled the device, observing, I knew it was official because it was so heavy. The couple went to their army vet friend, Joshua Blankenship, for advice. He told the DeForest that it was one of two things, an anti-tank weapon or a round for a mortar. He also told them that it didn't appear to be disarmed or disassembled, and they probably shouldn't touch it for obvious reasons. Once the DeForest called upon the proper authorities, they were soon free and clear of the device. That is, after the unit had evacuated the whole street. The real question is, why was this even in a basement in Indiana in the first place? Number 8. Tank. When the authorities suspected that a wealthy German man owned illegal possessions, police were sent to search his villa. What they found there was a full arsenal, including a torpedo, much like what was found in the DeForest home, and best of all, a massive WW2 tank in the basement. The tank in question was a 1943 Panther. The Panther was a German medium tank deployed on Europe's eastern and western fronts at 22 feet and 45 times. As you can imagine, this massive tank in the basement was problematic for authorities when it came to removal. Police ended up employing another tank that was specifically designed to lug disabled tanks from the battlefield. So what happened? You get caught with this in your basement. Well, in this man's case, his lawyer argued that the client's possession of the tank wasn't breaking any laws, as it is no longer able to fire. The argument may not hold up, though, unless it's in a museum or for academic purposes. Number 7. 200-pound alligator. If you think a tank is bad, why don't you make your way down into the basement of Charles Price, a crazy man who lives in Michigan? The proud owner of an illegal pet alligator, Price had been keeping a 6-foot alligator in his basement for more than 20 years. That's most of the 26-year-old alligator's life. The exotic pet was kept in a cage in the basement, presumably to get rid of the house's mouse infestation. That's what pet alligators do, right? According to Sergeant Bill Shannon, the owner put it out periodically in his backyard in the basement. During some home repair work, he said he'd seen something moving in a container that was covered in a dark corner of the basement. When he pulled the cover off, he found the great alligator. Most people would have run for their lives, but not this repairman. He stuck around, photographed the illegal pet, and called animal control. An alligator specialist was called in, as was the conservation police officer, Roberto Macias, and the 200-pound alligator was rescued from his basement dwelling, hopefully reunited with his long-lost family in a swamp somewhere. In 25 years, I've never had anything like that. Police Chief Dennis Murray Jr. said, "Neither have we, Dennis. Neither have we." Number 6. Demon statue. This scary demon statue was discovered by a Redditor, probably a wizard, in the basement of a relative. The demon statue is holding a cord that seems to be leading right to its brain. Perhaps it turns the demon's mind on for possession, or perhaps it makes the statue come alive. The resulting Reddit discussion of the demon statue revolved around what in the heck the thing was, with some suggesting it was a Cupid doll, a Halloween decoration, a lamp, or even art. Fellow Redditors urged the OP to plug the demon in, but others, like Cycle-Freak6, thought better of it, saying, "That's a warning to stay out of the basement." Number 5. Doll's Last Supper. Perhaps dolls are the creepiest things among your basements, because like so many doll entries, this one certainly quickens the pulse. This scene was discovered in the basement of a restaurant where the OP Gravity Boy had dinner. The OP said the restaurant was Hanny's in downtown Phoenix. The place seemed to scale, but when he saw the spiral staircase leading downstairs, he just had to see what the basement had in store. He probably wished he'd never gone, because this one will most certainly haunt his dreams. The photo shows a group of a dozen dolls sitting along a table with loads of coins scattered before them. And judging by the thread of comments from Reddit users, dolls are about as scary as clowns to most people. Some called the dolls angry, some claim they wouldn't be able to sleep at night, while others warned Gravity Boy that his soul was in danger. Mostly everyone found the scene more than a little creepy. Number 4. A lake. What is scarier than finding a whole person in your basement? Finding just one limb. Blogger Karen was cleaning out her basement before the centipede exterminator came to visit when she came upon something she long forgotten was down there. A vintage prosthetic leg. The leg is fitted with a sock and shoe. And although it's not as creepy as finding an actual human body part in your basement, it is creepy to think someone has lost their artificial one. Most of Karen's followers find the discovery to be rather strange and unsettling. Other followers suggest that Karen adapt the prosthetic or donate it to be reused by someone who needs it. Number 3. A spine. Now for real parts discovered in basements. Redditor Hapless Rue tells about a girl he once knew that discovered a spine in the ceiling of the basement of an old rental home. What would you do if you found something so spine-tingling, pardon the pun, in your basement? This girl called up her landlord, who claimed the spine belonged to a dog. He confiscated the scary discovery and split. On another occasion, the girl heard a noise in the attic, and upon opening the attic hatch, was showered with crayons. Are the two somehow related? Most Redditors following the thread thought the girl should have called the police. They suspected the landlord may have something to do with that spine, and no one believed for a minute that it was a dog's spine. Let's all hope that the demonic spirit of Fido didn't haunt this young girl. Not sure what a dog haunting would entail, but the image of Cujo comes to mind. Number 2. Toxic chemicals. Redditor Jim Dixon knows a thing or two about scary things found in basements. His mother was part of an evacuation because something was discovered in the basement of an area resident, something absolutely toxic. According to Jim Dixon, the police cleared his mother's neighborhood for evacuation. According to Jim Dixon, the police cleared his mother's neighborhood for evacuation for several hours, with city buses loading residents and taking them to safety, all because a would-be chemist had stored loads of toxic chemicals in his basement up the street. When the chemist passed away, the treasure trove of unstable chemicals was discovered, with the potential for leakage or explosion imminent. The police quickly cleared the area and then trucked up the chemicals and hauled them off. The evacuation was just a safety precaution, but the idea of a possible explosion or poisoning at any moment was scary nonetheless. Another Redditor on the thread, Trudor, says this is not as unusual an incident as we may think. He said one of his high school classmates passed from a chemical explosion and nearly took his whole family with him, he writes. He was the self-taught, self-proclaimed genius chemist, specializing in making fireworks and other nasty stuff, and was regularly taking chemicals from her school stash. According to Trudor, the poor kid had been so interested in chemicals that he decided to fill up a tube with nitric acid, which ended up leaking in his backpack at one point. This isn't what took him out. Rather, water main busted at his house one night, flooding the flat and disturbing his chemical trove. The result was an explosion, a fire, and an entire house burned to the ground. His family and neighbors escaped, but the kid did not. One of the many reasons not to keep toxic chemicals in an unsafe environment without protection. Better yet, if you're not a chemistry genius, don't mess with them in the first place. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillingYT with underscores instead of spaces. I also have a Twitter at YT_chills, where I post video updates. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me, and feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. Also, I recently created a subreddit where you can submit videos and stories for future lists. It's r/chills narrator, and the link is in the description below. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new videos we upload every Tuesday and Saturday. If English isn't the only language you speak and you're interested in getting a shout out, click more, then add translations. By translating the video, not only will more people be able to watch it, but a link to your channel will be added in the description. Number 1. Strange and otherworldly specimens. One of the coolest and creepiest discoveries on this list is that of an eccentric cryptonaturalist, xenoarchaeologist, and fringe zoologist called Thomas Theodore Maryland. He was born in 1782 in England, and as a wealthy aristocrat and biologist, he turned to studying his abominable specimens, which are likely fake, at least we hope. Maryland left behind a freakish array of cryptic items. In the sealed basement of an old orphanage in London, the items were rediscovered in 2006 when hundreds of big crates were unearthed, having been buried in the basement. What was inside them? You don't really want to know, but you're about to. Numerous diaries detailing strange and unnatural entities, specimens of creatures that are not of this world, and thousands of chilling artifacts were boxed up for the unfortunate archaeologist to find. I say unfortunate because these things surely made their stomach turn. The collection is now called the Maryland Cryptid Collection. Officials still don't know what this collection means, why it was contrived, and what we should make of it. Are these things real? Do we want them to be? But all we do know is, once you've taken a look at Maryland's collection, it's something you'll never forget, no matter how hard you try. Wait, don't leave yet. I have something to show you. We made this top 15 list a little while ago, and I think you're really going to like it. Check it out and tell me what you think.
Really? You're that lame? Stupid girl.
Now, TurboTax has CPAs who can review your return with you. I checked you, man. You're good to go. See, nothing to be afraid of at all. Ow! Ow! Do it, TurboTax.
Some of the footage in this video may be disturbing to some viewers. If you're easily scared, we recommend you to not watch this video. Viewer discretion is advised. Number 15. The Woman in the Graveyard. This video gained wide popularity with paranormal enthusiasts when it appeared on YouTube sometime before 2007. A man is wandering around a graveyard late, filming his journey to capture something possibly paranormal. At one point, he comes across a woman appearing to kneel before a large grave and calls out to her. After she doesn't respond, he calls out again, only to be met with the woman's glowing, terrifying eyes. He immediately flees the area, and the video ends soon after. Many have called the video's authenticity into question, since many replicate videos are unable to agree on the location. Regardless, the shock of the woman's eyes are enough to send shivers down a person's spine and to possibly enter a viewer's nightmares long after the video is viewed. Number 14, Scary Creature on the Road. Little is known of this video, and much of the explanations are merely speculation. The video begins with a man on an all-terrain vehicle driving on what appears to be a dirt road and points the camera in the direction of a strange white figure. He moves closer only to see a terrifying thing wearing all white with dark long hair on its head. The creature starts staggering towards the terrified man as he begins to back away and yell in terror. Near the end of the video, the creature veers out of sight from the headlights, but the man steers his truck back towards it. The creature creature that makes a strange cry, and the man speeds away in fear, and then the video abruptly ends. Well, there are those who believe it is a paranormal entity. The majority of people believe it to be a hoax or prank pulled on an unsuspecting traveler. Prank or not, the fear you hear in the man's voice sounds genuine and is scary to anyone who has to drive down rural roads on a regular basis. Number 13, the reflection. There is a long-time belief mirrors can be used as gateways for spirits wishing to enter our world, which is why breaking one is bad luck, as it traps label spirits on your side of the door. Furthermore, it must come across a person's mind from time to time that what you're actually staring at is you, and not some strange doppelganger from the other side. This is something a Japanese family will now be wondering for the rest of their lives, along with the entire internet. A video of an unknown Japanese show depicts a young girl playing in front of her dresser as presumably a family member films her. At one point, the girl faces the mirror and turns back. The video replays this part of the footage and zooms in on the reflection, revealing the reflection did not turn with the child and continues to give what appears to be a menacing stare. Not much is known about the video, and internet browsers have been unable to find its origin. After watching, it does make people feel rather uncomfortable having a mirror in their bedroom because it's possible something is watching us from within. Number 12, strange roadside encounter. According to Daily Mail Australia, dashcam footage captured a couple's terrifying encounter with what appears to be an attempted carjacking or robbery. A man was driving home around 1:30 a.m. with his wife in a car behind him just outside of Sydney when a hooded man wandered into the road and stood there motionless. The moment the driver started to veer around the man, began to move towards the vehicle and let out a loud shout as the man and his wife sped off into the night. The couple contacted the police after returning home, and police began a search of the area. Not long after, they found a man asleep in a Jeep, matching the one the couple saw with the man, and he was arrested for possession of drugs. Number 11, Great White in Sydney Harbor, just outside Sydney, is a suburb called Manly, which is a popular cliff diving spot for adrenaline junkies. On June 11th, 2014, a group of friends were taking turns diving from the cliff when one of them, Terry Tufferson, leapt off the cliff with a GoPro filming. Once he surfaced, his friend shouted "shark," and Tufferson plunged his head down to sea. Not far below him, he saw a great white shark swimming, and in that instant, Tufferson panics. He swims to shore as fast as he can, diving down once more before reaching land to see the great white only a few inches away from him, but it just turns and swims away. Opinion of the authenticity of the video is almost equally divided on the internet community, with some saying it is real, while others say it is clever video editing. Tufferson has offered no comment as to whether the video is real or a fake, only stating he wishes to reel in believers. That doesn't take away from the fear of leaping into unknown waters and swimming without knowing what you're swimming with. Number 10, the Bataclan attacks. 2015 proved to be a tragic year for the city of Paris. Members of Al Qaeda in Yemen attacked the head offices of well-known French satire magazine Charlie Hebdo in retaliation to the magazine's depiction of the Prophet Muhammad, and in the end, 12 people were killed and 11 injured during the two-day attack. Just as Paris was beginning to get back to normal, members of the Islamic State launched their own attack on the night of November 13th. Several explosions were reported during the evening, which emergency crews initially believed to be the result of a gas leak. But those thoughts were soon dashed after it was confirmed several suicide bombings had taken place in the city. At the Bataclan Theater in central Paris, the band Eagles of Death Metal played in front of 1,500 people when audience members heard people shout Allah Akbar, followed by a volley of shots. The shooters killed 89 people and took between 60 and 100 hostages as police special forces surrounded the theater, and all shooters were either shot dead by police or detonated their suicide vest. The Eagles of Death Metal ended their tour early and returned to the United States and have set up a fund to help aid those affected by the attacks. Number 9. The Hand Demon. The video begins with the audio only picking up a clearly terrified man panting heavily as he shuffles around and turns on a flashlight. Seconds later, green hands begin to phase through the walls and the ceiling. More hands begin appearing around the room, reaching out through the crack of the door and from the floor. At one point, the flashlight briefly goes out and when it comes back on, it is shining on a strange figure made out of those hundreds of hands. Without warning, the figure rushes forward into the camera and lets out a horrific roar as the camera retreats in terror. The video stops soon after. Many have discussed the video's authenticity and even use it as proof of ghosts and demons. However, it has been revealed the video was created using low-budget effects on computer programs as a short video to scare people. From the community's response,
Get on the freaking wall.
The effect was successful. Number 8. Traffic stop shooting. Traffic stops are unpredictable, which makes them dangerous for police officers to conduct. Deputy Stephen Racken of the Crisp County Sheriff's Office in Georgia made a routine traffic stop after he came across a car playing its music too loud. When Racken approached the vehicle, the driver pulled out a pistol and shot Racken in the face. Racken collapses to the ground as the driver exits and attempts to shoot the officer again, but the gun jams. The driver then begins to savagely beat Racken. When reaches the officer's gun, Racken continues to fight off the attacker, eventually getting running to his usual
stupid freaking wolf. Oh my god.
As he sped away, help arrived soon after, and Racken was rushed to the hospital where he successfully treated for a shattered jaw and a fractured vertebrae. The driver was arrested the next morning and was identified as Ben Westbrook. He was charged and sentenced to 63 years in prison for attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. Number 7. Charles Manson's interviews. It should be no surprise an interview with a disturbed individual would prove to be terrifying. Charles Manson was the infamous leader of the Manson family, a cult which believed the Beatles' song Helter Skelter predicted a race war between blacks and whites, which in the end Charles Manson would be the leader of the world as the last white man alive. If that wasn't crazy enough, Manson ordered the murders of several people around Southern California, including the murder of Sharon Tate, who was only weeks away from giving birth to her and Roman Polanski's child. Even today, people are trying to understand the mentality of this strange man, and he has conducted various interviews while serving his life sentence in California prisons. In all, he displays bizarre and eccentric antics, from flailing around the room wildly to aggressively stating he did nothing wrong to verbally abusing those interviewing him. In one of his bizarre interviews, he is asked who he is. Tell me in a sentence who you are. Whatever his real reasons behind his actions may be, or if he's truly believed in Helter Skelter, will apparently be unknown to anyone except Manson himself. Number 6. The Doll Ghost, one of the more well-known videos for paranormal enthusiasts. The short video has a man filming inside his house after he hears crying. He opens a door to see if anything is there, but finds nothing. He closes it and turns around, but hears sounds from the other side of the door again, so he goes back to investigate. He opens the door and looks around, only to find a strange, elongated, childlike thing now standing in the hallway staring at him. Whether skeptic or believer, the video certainly gives a huge shock to all those who watch it, mostly on the aspect of anticipation and the unexpected guests staring back at the cameraman. This is not to deter those from calling out the video's authenticity, with claims that another individual was hidden off camera and quickly placed a prop in the hallway before the cameraman returned. The original original uploader has made no comment about the video, so whether it is fact or fiction remains a mystery. Number 5, live stream home invasion. If you remember our sweat video, you'll remember how strange things can happen to streamers while they are live. However, nothing compares to the terrifying experience streamer Nikki Elise, aka Setchine, experienced while playing the popular mod Defense of the Asians. Elise heard a loud crash at her door and ran off to investigate. Armed thugs had broken into her home and began looting. At a couple points, a hooded figure could be seen searching the computer room for valuables, while initially believed to be swatting by the viewers. Once the man appeared on frame, it became clear this was something more sinister. Many on the feed attempted to help and eventually contacted Elise's friend, who contacted authorities. Elise was uninjured in the invasion, and one of the suspects was caught after a brief foot chase as he attempted to flee the home. Imagine the fear of feeling helpless to act as hundreds, possibly thousands of viewers looked on as a woman was being held at gunpoint as people robbed her home. Number 4, Donna Aries poltergeist videos. Since 2009, Donna Aries of Lancaster has claimed to be haunted by a rather malevolent poltergeist whom she believes to be her brother, who died just before the haunting began. Aries says the relationship between her and her brother was strained and now haunts her wherever she goes. Aries has moved over 5 times to try and escape the activity, but her brother has followed her each time, leading Aries to believe her brother is haunting her, not the places she lives in. Her footage has captured objects moving on their own, her chandelier violently shaking, and a particularly disturbing video of a spoon spinning by itself as she looks on in horror. Aries has claimed the spirit has become quite violent, and she has woken up pinned down to her bed. Skeptics believe she is using strings to make the objects move, while others have been attempting to help free her from the haunting, suggesting various methods from exorcising the home and herself to finally send her brother onto the other side, and even suggesting making peace with her brother so that the two may finally bury the hatchet. Number 3, shell-shocked soldier. Shell-shock was a term used during the First and Second World Wars to describe trauma caused by battle. As seen in the video, the symptoms can be pretty severe and debilitating to the sufferer. His movements seem almost inhuman as his muscles appear to be tightened, giving him a disfigured looking back and legs. We all hear about people suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, but you know what the condition does. This video shows how severe it can be with those who unfortunately have any form of trauma. The video also had some more beneficial properties, as it was able to spread the treatment process used on soldiers to help other hospitals, thus exposing more shell-shock victims to proper treatment. The video serves as a grim reminder to how lasting an impact war has on a soldier, but also a light of hope. Things can get better. Number 2, The Fallen Angel. Allegedly taking place in Catalina, Spain, a group of hikers are wandering through the woods at night and begin hearing strange noises. They also come across a bunch of large feathers. Soon they spot what appears to be a man who looks lifeless. As the camera zooms in on the man's face, he turns around quickly to face the camera, and the hikers flee as the video ends. It is not known what happened after the film was made, but the video soon gained the name of The Fallen Angel of Catalina due to the feathers found throughout the footage. Many do believe what was found was an angel that had fell to earth, or possibly a demon cast out of heaven due to its sickly look. There are more conventional paranormal explanations, including the footage capturing a ghost. However, most believe the hikers simply stumbled across a malnourished homeless man, and the feathers were simply from birds native to the area. It's still quite a shock to the hikers and the viewers who were unsure of what to expect when they decided to travel deep into the woods one night. Number 1, strange sounds around the world. During 2012, a series of videos surfaced of strange sounds echoing in various locations around the world. The first of these videos was captured on January 12th by a logging crew in Complin, Alberta, Canada, and sounds like a very loud roar or scream. Initially, it was believed to be a hoax, but then turned into discussions of the possibility of it being Bigfoot sounds or even ice quakes from nearby glaciers or lakes. However, more videos began appearing online of similar noises in Finland, Ukraine, Russia, and even Central America. While some of the sounds are unique, most sound like a very loud brass horn going off. After the influx of videos, conspiracy theorists concluded the sounds coincided with the coming apocalypse on December 21st, 2012. However, as all of our viewers should remember, none of the predicted end of the world scenarios occurred, and we are very much still alive. Scientists have stated the sounds are definitely real and have been heard in almost every corner of the earth. However, they explain them as the sounds of gravitational vibrations the human ear is able to process, while the rest of the frequencies undetectable by the human ear. There are still people out there who claim the noises are either paranormal or extraterrestrial, and it is not hard to blame people due to the absolute unsettling sound that these vibrations make. And we would not fault anyone for feeling terrified if they were to suddenly hear a loud brass horn come from the sky. Got an idea for a top 15 video? Be sure to submit it at top15s.net/submit. Be sure to subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.
Nothing. They got big old things. So she's the only one who had multiple pups. The other two only had one. Just a few pups. Then I need you to move. Oh, she's cute. Let's find another male so that, you know, their father doesn't breed with them. You know, I can't have cousins breeding either. So what I'm going to do is go grab my Argentavis and look for a decently high-leveled male. Alright, buddy, let's go. He needs to be leveled up anyway. I just got him and I've done nothing with him. Alright, land. Get your stamina. Get your stamina. Stupid. This game really makes me mad sometimes. I was in the middle of taming him and a pack of dire wolves came. I started biting on him and I couldn't kill him, so I just force tamed him. What was that? What is a carno? Okay. I don't expect to get a mutation really fast, but that is my goal, is to get a mutation. And I'm gonna just force change the wolves so it's quicker. But I'm probably gonna come back for more females and all that, because I didn't check the gender of the pups, but some of them may be male, and I don't want them breeding with their cousins or whatever. Because that's weird. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Jerk. Oh, I see a wolf, I see a wolf. Hip, 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 hip. Got one. Male level 12? No. Die. 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 You're stupid level 12. I don't think so. go see some direwolves. Female level 16. It's pretty. Let's see if I can do this. That did not work. So I have to go find a place where I can tame her super fast. And get her out of harm's way. Which I think is going to be over here. In this little cavern doodad. I'm going to drop you, fly off really fast, and land. Now where are you? There you are. Come here. Not the bird. Thank you. And then there, now she's got food. Now, I'm going to go after a few more wolves. That's something I want to do mutations on, is the wolves. We're going to make sure you're safe. I'm going to leave you right here. Stay there. You got Brandis over there. I'm going to have to die wolves right now. I see some right down there. Grab a good one. Or at least try to. Ooh, let's try to grab this one. Oh, darn. Nope. No. Why are you guys so low leveled? Oh, female level 60, I will take her. Bye. Where's my cavern? Over here. Right? No. It's over here. Alright, now I'm gonna find her food. The Phoebe over here. You know what? Fight me! Jerk. Alright. Stupid combies. You have to find a good male, but if there are. Where's she? Okay. there aren't any male pups. Maybe we might have some luck with breeding those and then breeding the females. So they're not breeding their dad. Oh, breeding with their dad. Or I may just throw all the dire wolves in there once they're ready to mate and see what happens. What is that? Oh, it's Perlovia. After that, we're after dire. Whoa! We got stamina back. You really have to follow me. Oh, that's a pretty dire wolf. Oh, wait. Threaten. Male level 64. I will take that. And boop. Come here. No, come here. Stupid. Ah, come on, burn, goblin. That's a pretty male. Really? So now, at least we have a male. Well, at least another male that is not the father. That's good. We're just gonna drop him off and go look for some more. Oh, I just had an amazing idea. I'm gonna just, log off and save my game really fast. It'll save right here. I had a wonderful idea. I'm still gonna be playing Ark, don't worry. Just I had a cool idea. Pixar has been released. Snail Games new Ark spinoff. Check it out. Are you sure it's not, just a rip off of Minecraft? Okay. There's local. Delete Ragnarok. Oh, man, I don't know, but you know what? No one cares. Play single player. Woo! And what we're gonna do. Oh, no. Can I help you? Oh, no, don't get my lot. Don't get my lot. Dogs, chill. Chill. It's like, ow. That's how it goes. Hi. Ew. Oh my god. What's that piece of charcoal? I'm not trying to be racist this word. Just saying. Alright, I don't know where I'm spawning. It's random, so. So I'm gonna need a bird. Oh. Okay. Now that we have arrived, we gotta go get food. Oh, this is a nice place. Right now it's got food. Yeah. Come on, dogs. Let's die. Ow. Alright. Come on, my friend. Alright. This is really where I want to live. I mean, it's really nice. And why not? What's that? Bird. Okay. So we're going to get direwolf mutations. So, this. Right. What? Screw off. What the? Dude! I was on God mode too. Dang it. Okay. Right. Alright. Here is our taming / breeding pen for the direwolves. And you'll see in a moment what I mean. Let me swap. Okay. That's the tame slash breeding pen. And then down here, need to clear some stuff. Since I need to clear some stuff, hold up. I have an idea. It's gonna take a while since my grippen's not that good. Hold up. Darn it, that completely failed. What the heck? Why didn't you? What level is it? 20. I'm not gonna fight, stupid. Look at this Dilo running up to join the fight. Awesome. Yes, I got what I wanted. I got it. But I'll gladly take more. What level is it? Lower level. I even got some clothes. How wonderful. pants, and I got shoes. Okay. Let's drop all this. Let's go kill this freaking turtle. Turtle! I don't know why you flew up again when it hit A to land. There, now I got food. And I'm gonna go down here. I do this. Did I say level 95? Excuse me, what level are you? I can't tell. I don't know where he is. Level 95. Come on, land and fight me. There you go.
All of these channels are linked in the description, so go check out the original videos. Number 15, Aiden's Life. Pokemon Go has become a sensation since it was released in the summer of 2016, and subscribers to our channel will know strange things have been happening to players in the short time it has been available. People getting injured, finding dead bodies, and would-be thieves creating beacons to rob unsuspecting victims. Aiden of Aiden's Life was an unfortunate victim of Pokemon Go's supposed curse when he filmed himself searching for Pokemon. As he was making his way home, a man approached him and ordered him to put all of his stuff in a bag. Confused, Aiden asked the man if he was serious, which the man responded by pulling a knife. Put your shit in this bag. What? Like straight up. What the fuck? Put it in the bag. You're serious? Straight up. Yeah. Panicking, Aiden shoved everything in the bag, pleading with the man to not hurt him. The man casually walked off and Aiden ran to a nearby house and called the police. Not long after talking to police, the officer in charge of the investigation called Aiden in to identify objects found on a suspect, and it turns out all of Aiden's stuff was there. The robbery was filmed on Aiden's camera, and Aiden himself explained what happened in a vlog, clearly still shaken from the incident. Thankfully, he was able to get all of his stuff back and was not injured during the robbery. Number 14, Joe Weller. A rather recent trend for YouTube videos is urban exploration. People will enter abandoned buildings to explore and sometimes document possible paranormal activity. Joe Weller of the UK is one of these YouTubers, and he has encountered some pretty crazy things. His most famous video is when he and his friend explored an abandoned asylum, and both admitted to feeling uneasy upon entering. The subject of the video was to combine the faces of soccer players with YouTubers and guess who they are. Halfway through the video, the guys heard an audible female voice. When they asked who was there, a sound of a child in distress could be heard. But both dismissed it as a group of kids messing around. A child was also heard singing a nursery rhyme. After checking the sounds, rocks and other debris began being thrown at them from the dark, and no one was found when they checked. The two became uneasy and hastily left the building. unable to explain what they just experienced. Since the videos uploaded in late July 2016, it has been seen by over 4 million people, and a huge debate has sparked in order to try and explain the happenings. Both men involved in the video denied it is a hoax and said they found nobody in the building or outside. Knowing how grim mental asylums were during their operation, it is understandable that there would be restless spirits within the walls of the now derelict building. Number 13, Slimofication 2. Slim Al-Bahar is a prankster known on YouTube as Slimofication.
1 second. Looking for this. 136.
And he is currently enjoying a modest popularity. His videos consist of the usual kind of pranks and social experiments, and even have him performing dares on unsuspecting people in public. Much like other prank channels, his pranks are often provocative and at times dangerous, but also consist of low-level ones on his family and girlfriend. While his fans love his work, there are people who either are against his extreme antics for personal reasons, but there are also those who just don't like what he does, either claiming he is ripping off other prank channels or jumping on the bandwagon to make quick cash. However, the videos on his vlog channel show him to be a rather modest individual, no different from the average person. Sadly, this hasn't dissuaded people from making their criticism heard. In June 2016, Al-Bahar and fellow prankster Adam Saleh were attacked in a park. A man approached them and began shouting at them. Al-Bahar was getting heated, but Saleh was trying to calm the situation. Eventually, the man threw a white powder at the group and ran, leaving Al-Bahar temporarily blinded. It was later revealed to be harmless flour, but with the scare of different poisonous substances in powder form, it is no surprise the two were alarmed. A week earlier, Al-Bahar was jumped by a group of people, one even brandishing a knife.
So I take my phone to go and the back was chasing me. I start running. And I'm getting my car right now. Oh, you hear that shit? You hear the car? Like, and you can't see from the camera angle. Just, you see the car pass by?
Al-Bahar managed to fight them off and get away. Unfortunately, the group blamed Al-Bahar for the confrontation, and no knife was found at the scene. So Al-Bahar was arrested under suspicion of assault. He was released due to lack of evidence the next day. Number 12, Chris and Keelan videos. Just a simple day-in-the-life vlog. Chris and Keelan chronicles the activities of their titular operators. While not having a major fan base at only 2,000 subscribers, they posted a video of their son captured on their nanny cam. He is in his crib making noises and baby talk. What makes the video disturbing is their son manages to climb onto the edge of his crib and balance without trouble. The sounds he begins making sound as if he is in distress. All these combined with the night vision adds to the creepiness of what is being shown. The couple even titles the video as Possessed Baby Crib Surfing. The video has been seen by over 10 million people, and viewers have speculated the child is, in fact, possessed or being balanced by an unseen force. Number 11, Mars Bar. Even when editing their videos, creepy things can happen to YouTubers. Mars Bar, better known as Alex, is a British YouTuber known for filming his adventure skydiving, reviewing electronical products, playing music, and just showing off different events and things. He is starting to gain momentum in his fan base, and recently hit 500,000 subscribers. However, neither Alex nor his subscribers were prepared for an incident in May 2015. While Alex was home alone, he was editing videos with his bedroom door locked and his headphones in so as not to have any distractions. At one point, he thought he heard knocking at his door, so he called out, expecting it to be his dad or stepmom. Instead, he heard someone shout, "Go, go, go," and footsteps rushing out of the house. When he went out to investigate, he found the back door open and footprints, as well as spare keys missing. Freaked out, Alex called police and filmed as he was speaking to the operator. All the while, he was checking around the house and found his parents' room ransacked.
She said the keys should be right at the top of the drawer. All the drawers in their bedroom have been pulled out. All the wardrobes are open. All the drawers are out.
The thieves were gone, and police searched the home and found no one hiding. Alex then explained to viewers exactly what happened. Clearly shaken and adrenaline rushing through his body, luckily no
All right, here we go. This is basically the nursery for the wolves when they're being born. I'm still working on it though. Boy. Thank you, Griffin. Why am I putting them on the outside? I'm so stupid. Well, I'll just get another one and put it on the inside. We'll have one on the inside. Dude, freaking chill. All right. Okay. We have to fill all these up though. What? 3, 2, 3. Oops. was a 130 trike. Whoa. No. Oh no. Oh, no.
Valuables were taken, but the thieves were unidentified because they smashed the security camera to the way they came in. From now on, Alex will likely keep his doors locked whenever he's out, or even in his room. Number 10, Megan Curry. Sometimes the unexpected can happen in the middle of your vlog, most of the time completely unrelatable to what you're talking about. Megan Curry's channel is a makeup, fashion, and general interest vlogs where she shows shopping hauls, makeup tutorials, and even yoga challenges. During one of her haul videos, Megan and her roommate began experiencing paranormal activity, beginning with a loud knock at their front door. No one was on the other side when they checked, so they resumed with the vlog. However, the knocks came again and progressively sounded more and more violent.
Since I'm poor, I got some. No. That sounded like it was coming from inside the house.
The frightened girls even called 911, fearing someone was harassing them with malicious intent. Officers found nothing, So the girls calmed down and resumed vlogging. At one point in the video, a closet door behind Curry slowly slides shut by itself. Later, as the third roommate returns home, the girls discover Curry's bedroom has been ransacked.
No.
Guys,
It's a big old pile. That's cool. I get a lot of meat from here. Look. 135. There we go. Now let's give us some more weight. Some more meat. Okay. Oh, what? Am I getting any more meat? Bruh. Well, it's time to head back home. The metros. Leashes. No. Leeches. Who's that? Oh, the raptor. See, this is the thing that I got mutated. I mean, not mutated. No, yeah, mutated. What level are you? 55. Nah, I'm good. Wait. Boy. Pronto. So much faster now. There's my home. Hopefully I don't get encumbered. Okay, let me guess. No more? I got like a few more. It's not enough. Adventures! 140, dang. Terror birds, I haven't seen those in a while. Oh no. I cannot see. Seem to have lost my home. Oh, no, there it is. Let me go over here. 135. Dang. Dang, I had a lot left over. Oh! Woo! I'm gonna try something. Really? Really? Freaking stop. Stupid Ark. Oh my god, I hate Ark.
No, it's. Oh my god.
Even though it was locked from the inside. As they were cleaning up, they find all the drawers in their kitchen are wide open, causing them to flee out of fear someone is in their apartment. A few weeks later, Curry posted an update video explaining the activity has gotten much worse since then, and near the end, a light turns off by itself. No new updates have been made since then, but it goes to show the sort of random occurrences that can happen when we least expect it. Number 9, Yusuf Ahmadi, another of the trending urban explorers on YouTube today. Yusuf Ahmadi has a modest following of those who enjoy the exploration of old and derelict buildings. While most of his videos contain no strange encounters, a video released in June 2016 depicted a truly terrifying discovery. Ahmadi and his friend had attempted to enter a building several times, but were caught by security and escorted off the property. Finally, they managed to evade the guards and make their way towards a large abandoned house. Ahmadi was told the house is used for satanic worship, and he was eager to go in and see if this was true. As they approached the house, the two men felt uneasy and also noted a strong, foul smell coming from inside. They circled around, looking for a way in, until they found an open window with a ladder underneath it. Dark red marks were on the ladder, making the two feel even more scared and hesitant to go inside. Ahmadi decided to go in, and he slowly climbed the ladder. Oh, holy shit. Oh, my God. To his horror, as he peeked inside the window, there was what appeared to be a dead body just inside, covered in a blood-stained white sheet. Ahmadi and his friend immediately fled the house and away from the area. Since its upload, Countless people have questioned the authenticity of the video. Others believe the body is real and is of a person used in a satanic ritual or victim of a deranged killer. Those on the middle ground believe pranksters placed a fake body there under the sheets in hope of scaring any urban explorers, simply for some harmless fun. Number 8. Joey Salads. Love him or hate him, people still cannot deny Joey Salads has gained a large following. Salads is a prank and social experiment channel, and he has caused controversy for his videos, particularly one where he posed as a transgender woman and entered the woman's bathroom to document reactions. In June 2016, Salads conducted a social experiment titled Radical Islam versus Radical Christianity, which had Salads and an associate run through several different scenarios. Salads' friend, Chris, was dressed as a stereotypical Muslim, dropping a package and shouting Allah Akbar before running away. Salads did the same, except in normal clothing, and saying praise Jesus before running off. People panicked when Chris dropped the package, but all of those who Salads did it to stood there, confused but seemingly unfazed. This gathered much criticism from viewers with accusations of racism and stereotyping. Not long after the video's upload, Salads was physically attacked, resulting in a black eye. Furthermore, Salads claimed his personal information was released and he was receiving death threats. Salads described the ordeal in a short blog post, but critics have accused Salads of making the story up for sympathy or publicity. Knowing the way things go in society with such sensitive subjects, it is highly likely Salads' claims are true, and they have left him questioning if he wants to continue making videos. In an earlier video, Salads tried to get anti-Trump protesters to stomp on the American flag, but the prank backfired when he got recognized. An angry crowd shouted that he was going to stomp on the flag, leading to pro and anti-Trump protesters to shout verbal insults and threaten physical violence, with one stealing the flag. Regardless of politics, it is a scary situation for anyone to be ganged up on and possibly physically attacked by multiple assailants.
145! Dang!
Not always do scary things happen in front of the camera, and speculation can always lead to feelings of fear and discomfort. Marina Joyce is a YouTuber best known for her fashion vlogs. Fans have noted her somewhat bizarre behavior as interesting.
Male 145, so that one.
Her channel to gain a wide amount of subscribers and views. Recently, things took a strange turn when Joyce's video, Date Outfit Ideas, released on July 22nd, 2016. Viewers became concerned when they noticed a second person was behind the camera, apparently giving directions, and by visible bruises on Joyce's arms. This led to speculation that Joyce was being abused and possibly forced to make the videos for someone else's profit.
Go bed in my bedroom. This is really messy right now. But I did say healthy. My mom said something during the thing.
More extreme theories have emerged claiming Joyce was kidnapped and forced to make the videos. Though these claims
are level
no
5,
backing,
15. Okay.
police in
Well,
her home
it's
of
still not
Antioch were
good.
even contacted to do a welfare check, and their official Twitter stated she was safe and well. Joyce stated
What,
later in an
female?
interview none of the concerns were true. While this seemed to be the end of the drama, Joyce
Move your
posted a
freaking
link to
tail!
Facebook post
God!
describing herself as a
What are you,
goddess,
male
telling her
140? I'm keeping
Evelyn
you.
Peru. By this point, fans and other YouTube celebrities, most notably Philip DeFranco, had voiced concern, with DeFranco sincerely pleading any close friends and family of Joyce to help her. It is unknown what her motivations behind the idea is, but people believe she is either suffering from mental illness or experiencing drug-related mental backlash. Whatever the cause, people everywhere hope she is able to find any help she may need before things go out of control. Number 6, Date with James.
I mean, he's getting a lot of
The best
female.
way to describe this channel is it is a simple vlog and miscellaneous one with all sorts of different subjects from fitness to general day-to-day happenings. James is a young man from the UK living with several roommates, and as discovered recently, a few hidden guests. James and his roommates began to notice odd occurrences within their home, from strange noises to feelings of being watched. James has documented several unexplainable happenings to the YouTube channel, many of which record footage Footsteps from upstairs will no one is up there.
Yeah, my grandmother passed away a few months ago now.
Come here.
One video shows James in his room talking to the camera when there's a knock at the door. Expecting it to be one of his roommates, he opens it after several persistent knocks, only to find nobody on the other side.
At the same time, alright. Well, I don't know.
But in another, James and one of his roommates hear loud footsteps from the second floor, even though they're the only ones in the home.
There's like those two dogs and nobody else in the house, and there is like footsteps upstairs. You can still hear it going.
That's
Since
one of
these
the males.
uploads, people have developed an interest in the channel, waiting for paranormal updates in the hopes of something creepy and evident happening.
This is the
James
male.
also asks his viewers what they think of the happenings, which has led to a wild discussion in the comments. While a ghost has not yet been captured
Come
on
here.
camera, James's videos have presented enough to show there is something living with them, making things go bump in the night. Number 5, Exploring with Josh, a channel for the adventurous type. Exploring with Josh is another urban exploration channel
Dude.
with Josh and company searching the depths of pretty eerie locations. Of course, it is part of the territory that they found rather unsettling things and experienced
Come here.
strange and unexplainable occurrences. Josh and his friends were exploring an abandoned asylum known to have an extended tunnel network connecting the buildings together. They found the usual things at first: graffiti and various broken down furniture.
Oh, this
and
one's
walls.
pretty.
They also found boxes of 22 caliber bullets, along with bullet holes in the surrounding walls, but they were unprepared for what was in the basement. There, the group found a chair with duct tape around the armrests and the legs, and a pentagram drawn in what appears to be blood beneath. The markings look fresh, causing a further uneasiness amongst the group. They checked on the adjacent building, finding more pentagrams and small pools of blood on the ground. With the amount of people conducting urban exploration, there is bound to be the capturing of paranormal activity, and Josh's videos have been archived as evidence for people to decide. Number 4, Sons of Arkham. Sons of Arkham is a prank channel who has collaborated with the likes of That Brown Nerd and Epic 5 TV. His pranks are mostly harmless potty humor, including pretending to fart on people, but he mostly films the pranks for That Brown Nerd instead of actually being in the pranks himself. However, he ended up being the centerfold of a dire situation in August 2016. That Brown Nerd was conducting a prank where he would pretend to fart on Muslims. While the entire story isn't known, one of the victims did not find it very funny and pulled a gun on the group and fired. Sons of Arkham was shot in the leg and required surgery to remove the bullet. Luckily, the round did not hit any major arteries, and he has since been making a full recovery. That Brown Nerd was extremely shaken by the incident and took a break from making videos in order to compose himself and tend to his friend. After a short break during recovery, Sons of Arkham and That Brown Nerd were back at it, and new videos have begun to upload onto both channels. However, with such a near-death experience, it would be understandable if both have decided to tone down the sides of their pranks. Number 3, TV Dennis C. Pranks can be good fun, but it has also led to unwarranted consequences. Dennis C. is one of the many prank channels to appear on YouTube. During one of their pranks, Dennis and his crew traveled to a New York City neighborhood and asked people if they wanted to buy guns. The catch? They were water guns. Several of the people they approached reacted very negatively, resulting in physical altercations and verbal threats. But there were also those who quickly realized it was a prank and took it with good humor. However, nothing could prepare for what was about to come. One of the men approached 3 individuals and asked the question, One of them lunged at the man and allegedly pulled out a real pistol, pointing directly at him.
Yo, John, I already got. Yo, left. Stop. No, please stop. Don't shoot, man.
The altercation was quickly de-escalated, and the men stopped the prank and left the area. The genuine fear in the man's face when faced with the possibility of being shot is gut-wrenching, and he pleads for the man not to shoot. The video does not show the aftermath, and this has led people to believe it was faked for views, but there are many still who believe it to be genuine. Fake or not, it is still terrifying to watch, and will cause viewers to think twice before starting a prank channel of their own. Number 2. Ricky Bot. This man is a Twitch streamer, but regardless, is still an online personality and caught something terrifying on video. While streaming Pokemon Go, he was suddenly struck from behind and was taken to the ground.
Lazy Pokemon player.
What the freak?
No, please.
It became clear he was being robbed, and the man calmly told him to take his possessions off. Ricky Bob begged him to stop, but the assailant took his phone and ran off. This happened at Central Park in New York City. The phone was still streaming as the man factory reset the phone, and the assailant was never identified. Ricky Bob later tweeted that he was going to the hospital and that his jaw is a mess. The scan on his jaw came back negative though, so luckily it wasn't broken by this assault. To make matters worse, Ricky Bot received a suspension from Twitch since he wasn't streaming game content after the mugging. We hope this video is enough incriminating evidence for criminal charges once this man is apprehended, and this case should serve as a reminder to be careful when walking around at night playing Pokemon Go. Number 1, Seijin.
Told you to stop.
To record their streams and either post them in full or as a montage to YouTube. Well-known Dota streamer Seijin is one of these streamers, and during one of her live streams, she underwent a truly traumatic and unforgettable experience. Mid-game, Seijin heard a loud bang, followed by a man shouting. She rushed out of her room to investigate and didn't return. Viewers watched as strange men were searching around her computer and room, and only then did people realize her home had been invaded. Frantically, viewers tried to contact friends of Seijin to explain the situation.
Wake up.
One of her
Freaking
friends
snoring,
called
it's
the
annoying.
police. Seijin
Move,
and her boyfriend
punch
were
you
unarmed
until
during the
you
robbery,
move.
but they were held at
Good.
gunpoint while the men robbed
You
their
learned.
home. Police arrived and managed to arrest one of the suspects, but the second got away. Seijin explained what happened in a long blog post and stated the man wanted to take her boyfriend to the bank and withdraw money while they held her hostage, but police arrived before this happened. Seijin continues to stream, and luckily, it appears her and her boyfriend are moving on from the incident. Thanks for checking out this countdown. Leave a like so we know you made it to the end. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new videos every week. My name is Chills and I hope you enjoyed the narration. My Twitter is at YTChills and my Instagram is at DylanIsChillinYT. I'd really appreciate a follow and feel free to send me a DM if you have any comments or suggestions. See ya.
There you go. This one now. Get the right one or don't. You stupid bird. Freaking hate it.
Warning, certain things on this list may be too disturbing for certain viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Number 15, the 4chan murder. Unfortunately, not everyone needs to venture thread appeared on the popular forum site 4chan with a series of images of a lifeless body of a female. The woman was nude and showed discoloration indicating asphyxiation. The latter was made more apparent with a rope or cord wrapped around the woman's neck. The original poster added the text, "Turns out it's way harder to strangle someone to death than it looks on the movies." Initially, people believed the post was nothing more than a sick joke. Later that night, local news of Kitsap County, Washington reported on a homicide investigation after 30-year-old Amber Lynn Coplin was found by her 13-year-old son strangled to death. People who had seen the post immediately led authorities to the 4chan post after reading about the murder, and police closed in on Coplin's boyfriend, David Kallick. The next day, he was arrested without incident in Portland, Oregon, and charged with Coplin's murder. Kallick is currently awaiting trial, where he faces first-degree murder charges and is now facing an attempted murder charge for trying to kill a fellow inmate. Number 14, The Exorcism of Anneliese Michel. Born in West Germany, Anneliese Michel grew up in a strictly Catholic household with her parents and 3 sisters. Michel had long suffered from seizures and was frequently brought into psychiatric care for depression. Michel described how she would have horrific hallucinations during her prayers, and she would frequently hear voices telling her she was damned and destined to rot in hell. This worsened her depression, and the stress caused her to have more seizures. In 1975, a priest named Ernst Alt met with the Michel family and stated he believed Michel was possessed by a demonic entity. That September, Father Arnold Renz was given permission to perform an exorcism, and he made his way to help Michel and her family. Once or twice a week for the next 10 months, Michel would undergo a 4-hour exorcism session, which caused great strain on her physical and mental health. Near the end of the 10 months, Michel became obsessed with dying and eventually refused to eat. However, the Renz and the Michel family pressed on in an attempt to rid any evil spirits from her. Sadly, Michel died on July 1st, 1976, and the Michel family pressed on in an attempt to rid any evil spirits from her. Sadly, Michel died on July 1st, 1976 at age 23 from malnutrition dehydration. Michel's parents and Renz were all charged with negligent homicide and were later found guilty of manslaughter, with the court attributing the incident as a result of religious hysteria. The sessions were recorded for archival purposes, and the records have appeared online, presenting a malicious-sounding voice in Michel's place, which often says derogatory and insulting comments at Renz. However, skeptics questioned the recording's authenticity, and most people agree it was a result of misidentification of mental illness and negligence on the part of those involved. Number 13, Cicada 3301. Since January 4th, 2012,
Really?
a series of
You're
complex
so
puzzles have
stupid.
begun appearing online and offline in
Stupid
what has
freaking
become known
bird.
as Cicada 3301. Coming from the game's logo being a cicada, each year a new series of puzzles will commence and end as soon as a person solves the final puzzle. No one has come forward and no organization have claimed to be the masterminds behind Cicada 3301, but there is speculation it is a recruiting method for either the CIA, NSA, MI6, or even the Illuminati. The clues to solving each puzzle are found on the internet by phoning random numbers, in images, and even physical clues left in random locations across the world. The eeriness behind Cicada 3301 is the lack of information surrounding its origin and purpose, leading to endless possibilities of what its
Yeah,
mission actually
you're too
is,
weak to
and
grab
whether
her.
it has pure or malevolent intentions. Many of those who have solved the annual riddles have not come forward to reveal their identity, again causing further questions. However, every year people wait anxiously for the commencement of the puzzle in order to test their brain power
Really?
and possibly become
You
the newest
stupid
member of Cicada
freaking
3301.
bird. I can't wait to get
Number
rid of
12,
you.
Death Row. Executions is many countries' last resort when dealing with violent offenders, and remains a highly controversial judicial practice mainly due to the possibility of
Jesus,
executing
dog.
an innocent person, and with some countries executing people for minor offenses and even based on a person's religious beliefs or sexual orientation. Several websites have extensive databases of the final words of death row inmates before they are executed. The most well-known of these is on the Texas Department of Criminal Justice official website and lists a total of 537 last words starting from the most recent execution. The site even includes information on the offender, from their name, age, race, place of execution, and summary of the crime. Clearly, this section is meant for research purposes, but paints a morbid portrait of capital punishment considering the number of people listed with detailed information. Curious viewers can really sink into the mind of an individual during their last minutes through their phrases, and can find quotes that are sickening and even heartbreaking. Another website is Goodbye Warden, and is more of a presentation in which viewers are guided through each quote by navigating with arrows. The About section states its purpose is to place yourself in the mindset of an executed individual, and states the choice of Texas as the focus, being that out of the 1,390 people to have been executed in the U.S. since the death penalty was reestablished 40 years ago, 534 were in Texas. It is left up to the readers to decide whether or not capital punishment is right or wrong, and is certainly something people will question during and after viewing these sites. Number 11, Skyway Bridge. Founded in 1998, the Skyway Bridge is a website which lists the reports of suicides to have taken place on the bridge. Located in Central Florida, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge connects St. Petersburg to Teresita. Tragically, it has been the site of around 207 suicides since its opening in 1987. The site claims it's a place to discuss, commentate, and frame an opinion on the matter, while at the same time not condoning the actions of the people who have decided to take their own life. The site is even connected to the bridge's still shot cameras, should anyone for any reason want to check in for any potential activity. Users are also encouraged to post suspected suicides or near suicides in their forums. On the light side of the site, it does have an extensive page detailing what to do if a person is feeling suicidal, including a list of lines and medical centers located around Florida. There is also a section dedicated to jump survivor stories, and even suggestions of creating a prevention drill in order to curtail further tragedy. Regardless, the idea of dedicating an entire site to the number of suicides in the location leaves it in the dark side of the internet, and it is certainly not a place to visit should you be faint of heart, suffer from depressive disorders, or are susceptible to emotional distress. Number 10, Ed Artem. Edward Robert Musker was an American man who became an internet celebrity through YouTube between 2006 and 2009. Most of his videos had him displayed. All of these channels are linked in the description.
Freaking serious?
To take their own life. The site is even connected to the bridge's still shot cameras, should anyone for any reason want to check in for any potential activity. Users are also encouraged to post suspected suicides or near suicides in their forums. On the light side of the site, it does have an extensive page detailing what to do if a person is feeling suicidal, including a list of hotlines and medical centers located around Florida. There is also a section dedicated to jump survivor stories, and even suggestions of creating a prevention in order to curtail further tragedy. Regardless, the idea of dedicating an entire site to the number of suicides in the location leaves it in the dark side of the internet, and it is certainly not a place to visit should you be faint of heart, suffer from depressive disorders, or are susceptible to emotional distress. Number 10, Ed Artem. Edward Robert Musker was an American man who became an internet celebrity through YouTube between 2006 and 2009. Most of his videos had him displaying bizarre antics and lip syncing to various songs. Within months of beginning to post videos, he gained over 100,000 views, and people shared his videos globally. People noted his creepy behavior and even his unsettling appearance, but what truly makes his fame scary lies in his past. In 1986, Musker was charged and found guilty of having sexual contact with a 14-year-old male, leading to an 18th-month prison sentence followed by 10 years probation. Thankfully, he never offended again, and after his status as a sex offender was discovered and spread by viewers, he stated he would never offend again, but also said, "We can't help but sin, we're all human beings." Authorities placed Musker on a further 5-year probation for posting videos as it broke his conditions of owning a computer without permission. He continued to post videos through a friend and was rearrested for this and sentenced to 5 years in prison for probation violations as a result. Musker died of lung cancer on January 8, 2012. His notoriety is still discussed today, and there are people who condemn him for his previous actions, and those who defend him, saying he had become rehabilitated fairly, and his new prison sentence was unjust. Regardless, the idea of a former sex offender releasing videos of his strange mannerisms, whether real or acted, sends a chill down a person's spine, and he makes his videos hard to watch without feeling uneasy.
Goodbye.
Number 9, Creepypasta. An absolute haven for creepy stories, Creepypasta has an endless number of creepypastas in full for people to read and enjoy. The website has compiled possibly the largest collection of creepypasta and horror stories in general. All the famous stories from Jeff the Killer to Slenderman are listed on the site in full. Apart from this, it also includes lesser known stories and has helped them gain recognition. What makes the site scary is self-explanatory, and it is almost guaranteed a person will be sleeping with the lights on should they decide to brave the site's content. Creepypasta continues to grow and diversify, from the odd to eerie to terrifying and even just downright disgusting. If you think you're brave enough to venture into the depths of creepypasta lore, then we dare you to check it out for yourself. Then try to sleep with the lights off. Number 8, Jim Jones' Final Sermon. The People's Temple was a Christian church which used mixed Christianity with socialist ideology and had congregations in Indiana and California starting in 1955. Founded by Reverend Jim Jones, the temple had a peak of 5,000 members by the 1970s. The People's Temple leased a large amount of land in Ginya, which was christened Jonestown. Things on the compound became tense after members found Jones's security were acting more as enforcers of his teachings rather than protection from outside threats. California Congressman Leo Ryan and several of his officials decided to visit Jonestown to check in on the well-being of the American citizens living there, which had reached over 900 in population. Ryan and his group were met with hostility by Jones and several members as intruders, but there were many who either directly or secretly told Ryan they were wished to return to the United States. On November 18th, 1978, Ryan, the officials, and several members were about to board a flight back to California from a nearby airfield when gunmen opened fire on them, killing
Slow down, Allie. Slow down.
including Ryan and injuring 11 others. Back in Jamestown, Jones held a final sermon in which he declared they all had been betrayed, all while his henchmen were mixing Kool-Aid with poison for the entire congregation to drink. A total of 909 people either willingly drank the concoction or were forced to do so and died. Among the dead was Jones, who either shot himself in the head or had a bodyguard do so for him. The final sermon was recorded and is now available for all to listen.
All they do is taking a drink to go to sleep. That's what death is, sleep. But I'm tired of it all. Fail to follow my advice, you'll be sorry. You'll be sorry. If we do it, then that they do it. Just trust you have to step across.
The atmosphere within the recording is absolutely haunting. Since most people who will now hear it know almost everyone heard in the recording did not survive the following hour after it was made. Number 7, the Candle Cove screening episode. Candle Cove is a popular creepypasta about several people discussing the fictional titled children's show. As the posts continue, it is later revealed to have never possibly existed. After someone posts his mother recalled how he used to just watch Static for 20 minutes. Fans of the story have added to its lore, and a group got together to make a short film based on the infamous screaming episode. It consisted of dramatic cuts and the characters acting strangely, as the audio was only screams, and the main character crying over the noise. Several clones are available on YouTube, with several massing over 100,000 views. Commenters have continued to add to the lore, with many saying the videos contain nothing but static. While it is no doubt seen quickly as a hoax by many, people can't help but feel psyched out at the possibility the majority are only seeing static, while a select few are actually seeing the disturbing images. The idea even viewers can become so immersed into a creepypasta story proves how well they are written, and adds to the terrifying addictiveness these stories have. Number 6, Reddit Let's Not Meet. On par with subreddits Creepy and No Sleep, Let's Not Meet is a subreddit containing user-submitted stories of personal scary encounters with individuals. The subreddit has over 150,000 subscribers as of May 2016, and the count continues to grow. Much like its sister subreddits, Let's Not Meet stories vary from creepy to downright terrifying, which is intensified with the fact these stories are true. What makes the subreddit so compelling is the common fear people have of strange encounters, since everyone is bound to have one at some point in their life. It is also a hub for people to share common experiences, acting as a safe haven to tell their story and discuss other people's experiences. The forum has become so popular that it is beginning to inspire filmmakers. A short titled 2 AM, based on the post The Smiling Man, was posted back in July 2013 and has since been seen by over 4 million people on YouTube. There's even a popular book of the best stories from the subreddit, which has recently published its 2nd volume. As long as these encounters continue to happen, Let's Not Meet will continue to grow, stories will be shared, and many will now continue to frequently check over their shoulder while walking home alone at night. Number 5, Rotten. Shock sites are not always reserved for the deep web, and many can be found by a quick search. One such site is Rotten, a shock/alternative news site launched in 1997. Rotten proudly describes itself as an archive of disturbing illustration and is dedicated to providing images and videos of grotesque nature. Its content includes acts of violence, autopsy photos, crime scenes, bizarre fetishes, and deformities in humans and animals. Furthermore, the site encourages community involvement through editorial and commentary archive titled The Gaping Maw and a game called The Dead Pool. Participants in the game list 10 people they believe will die within a year and receive a point per person who ends up dying on their list. Rotten's nature has landed it in trouble, and there have been many civil suits either threatened or filed against the site's owners, many of whom are cease and desist citations. The main controversy behind the site is the disrespect towards family of the deceased displayed on there. The United States government even ordered Rotten to remove the Fuck of the Month section of the site. The site is also accused of being a source for people spamming offensive images for revenge. Rotten is still up and running, but not many updates have been made in its recent years, and its popularity has dropped since its peak traffic in the early to mid-2000s. Number 4, the Magnotta tapes. Back in May 2012, Canadians were shocked when a severed foot was delivered to Conservative Party headquarters in Ottawa. The same day, police intercepted a package addressed to the Liberal Party headquarters, and it was revealed to contain a severed hand. Immediately, an investigation was set up to determine the origin of the limbs and a motive, and they were linked to a dismembered torso found in a suitcase behind a Montreal apartment building. The investigation further led to a video that surfaced on the Best Gore website titled One Lunatic, One Pickaxe, which allegedly depicted the murder and dismemberment of a male individual. After extensive research, police named 29-year-old Luca Magnotta as the prime suspect, and an international arrest warrant was issued by Interpol. On June 4th, Magnotta was spotted at an internet cafe by a patron and reported to police. When he was arrested, he was found looking up new articles about his murders and the manhunt. He was returned to Canadian authorities and recently given a life sentence for first-degree murder, as well as being found guilty of publishing and mailing obscene material. The video One Lunatic, One Ice Pick has previously been noticed by concerned viewers, and a Montana authority attempted to have it taken down, but the case was dismissed due to the question of its authenticity. While most of the copies on the web have been removed, there are still copies out there people actively seek. For those curious enough to have found and watched the video, will have no doubt of the horrible feeling of regret that will linger over them for a long time. The crime remains one of Canada's most notorious, and the video will continue to haunt the internet for the foreseeable future. Number 3, plane crash info. For anyone looking for info on the communications aboard crashed airlines, there is a site which allows one to do so. Plane crash info has been an extensive list of the details of airliners that have crashed. The site section includes a full database, the 100 worst, a map listing aircraft disasters, and even a section which reveals the last words from the cockpits before impact.
Terrain ahead. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Pull up.
While gaining notoriety for its content, the site's owners have stated in their disclaimer the site is used for general interest information and condemns its usage for any malicious intent. The database is so extensive it lists nearly every crash from 1920 to the current year, and the operators constantly update the site in order to add or correct information. The guestbook session has mostly positive comments about the site, with many crediting it as a reliable place for information and for sticking to facts as opposed to commentary on the incidents covered. However, the idea of having an extensive database of this magnitude does create a rather negative feeling of remorse for those lost, and many of the details and last words can stick in someone's head long after they turn off the computer. Number 2, Dene Prof H-Obisk, Maniacs. An appropriate name these two individuals, the Dene Prof H-Obisk Maniacs, were Ukrainian serial killers Viktor Sagno and Igor Spranyuk. The duo would embark on several different crimes, including robbery and animal cruelty. Between June 25th and July 16, 2007, they murdered a total of 21 people. The two would take photos of their crimes, and many of them appeared on the internet for unsuspecting people to find. Videos even appeared of the murders, with one even showing the two desecrating a corpse of a man they had just murdered. Thankfully, the duo was apprehended by Ukrainian police on July 23rd, along with an accomplice, and all three were charged with 21 counts of first-degree murder and several armed robbery charges. As a sort of poetic justice, the prosecution used the photos and videos posted online as evidence to convict the duo of their guilt, and they are now both serving life in prison with no possibility of parole. The third was only charged in robbery, as he was found to have not partaken in the murders. Sadly, many of the sick images and videos are still available online, waiting to be viewed. This leaves a tragic legacy for the Dene Prof H-Obisk area that will not soon be forgotten. Number 1, Best Gore. By far the most controversial subject
Stop,
on the list,
dog.
Best Gore is a shock site advocating anti-censorship and has been accused of being a hate site. Founded by Canadian Mark Merrick in 2008, the site shows news, photos, and videos dedicated to showing death and other disturbing imagery. The site gained wide notoriety after it was discovered the video of Canadian murderer Luca Magnotta killing, dismembering, and performing necrophilia on exchange student Lin Jun appeared on the site in full. As a result, Merrick was arrested by Canadian authorities and charged for breaking obscenity laws and corruption of public morals. The resulting bail conditions have strictly restricted his computer and cell phone use, temporarily and possibly permanently ceasing his administration of the site. Despite the controversy, the site sees 10 to 15 million page views per month and is still active. It is currently the largest shock site and has also become a haven for conspiracy theorists and Holocaust deniers. Despite the site's popularity, the controversy is even larger, and as of the upload of this video, Merrick is still awaiting a verdict in his court case, the ruling of which could lead to the extinction of Best Gore. Thanks for checking out this countdown. Be sure to subscribe as we upload new videos every week. It really means a lot if you join the notification squad by clicking this gear button, checking this box, and then clicking save. See ya.
I'm about to spawn a Giga and make sure it murders this bird. No mutations. Man, I thought the Great Paws might have been a mutation. Come here, you stupid frickin' baby. Ah. This game makes me so freaking mad. Alright, I'll try for mutations later.